very good evening to you. I am Ryan Broom with the Monday, November 27th edition of the CBC Evening News. In our top story, metal detectors have no place in our island schools. This from Education Minister Ronald Jones, who has come out strongly against the possibility of them being installed in schools. Minister Jones says schools must remain open spaces and the bad actions of a few should not be allowed to affect the other students. He says installing metal detectors does not address the root causes of deviant behavior among our youth.
No metal detectors will be constructed at a gate or in every classroom in this country. What are we talking about? That our children should come to school and every single child must go through a metal detector? The majority of our children don't travel with sharp, edgy tools, with weapons of destruction. So Peter got to pay for Paul? Huh? Or Peter has to pay for all? No.
Mr. Jones revealed that there will be changes coming on the statute books to deal with how deviant behavior in schools is handled, and other institutions will be called upon to assist.
We have to pluck them out sooner than later and place them in other institutions. And we have some now that we're going to have to maybe reformat a bit to help the society. So the Barbados Defense Force, the National Youth Service, will have to be so resourced.
Now, the Education Minister was speaking during a ceremony to officially launch the sixth form at the Ellerslie School this morning. The institution's name was also changed from the Ellerslie Secondary School to the Ellerslie School. More in this report.
There are 17 students in the first batch of sixth formers at what is now officially the Ellerslie School, formerly the Ellerslie Secondary School. The students, decked out in their new uniforms, were introduced during a special ceremony at the Black Rock School in the presence of Minister of Education Ronald Jones, Principal Major Errol Brathwaite, and other education officials. The Education Minister says over the past decade, they have been reformatting education in Barbados in an effort to provide more opportunities to the youth.
You've seen a dismantling or reorchestration of some parts of education. And the sixth form process is part of that reorchestration of education in Barbados. We had 4, as I said, sixth form establishments at the Barbados Community College and the Samuel Jetman Prescott Polytechnic, post-secondary institutions. But there were a lot of our children who we had not given the opportunity to fully matriculate by the time they're age 18.
Principal Major Errol Brathwaite says the school remains committed to providing the best for all of its students.
If perchance we encounter challenges, we will recalibrate because we have a responsibility to deliver a good education to each and every one of our students who come through that gate. That is a responsibility and it is a commitment of the Ellerslie School.
The new sixth form students are excited about their new journey.
Being a sixth former at Ellerslie School is, I don't know, words can't explain it, right? So it's great for me to have this opportunity of being a sixth former, and inshallah I hope to, pursue my education with bare ones and distinctions.
It's an honor being one of the first sixth formers at the school, and we're going to make Ellerslie very proud by getting all grade 1s.
They will be housed in a brand new, fully furnished building, which can accommodate a total of 60 students. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Lorna. Well, with the countdown to independence now just down to a few days, CBC News has been keeping abreast of all the preparations for the big celebration on Thursday. CBC's Shane Jones reports.
Nothing beats tradition, especially on Independence Day. And naturally, this year will start the way it did for the last 50 years, with the Independence Parade at the Garrison Savannah. Well, our cameras captured the preparation of the parade, which will see several armed and unarmed detachments. Acting Governor General Sir Philip Graves will inspect the detachments on parade, which will include the Mounted Troop of the Royal Barbados Police Force, the Barbados Defence Force, the Barbados Cadet Corps, and the world-renowned music of the Royal Barbados Police Force Band. Several uniformed organizations will also be represented. Among them, the Barbados Prison Service, the Barbados Red Cross Society, the Barbados Landship Association, and the Seventh-day Adventist Pathfinders. At the end of the ceremony, troops will march from the Garrison Savannah to Bay Street, where Prime Minister Frundle Stewart will take the salute in front of government headquarters. The parade will culminate in Independence Square. Independence 2017 is set to be one for the ages, as it features one of the world's greatest superstars. I'm on Westbury New Road right now, but on November 30th, it will be renamed in honor of Barbados's mega superstar, Rihanna. Government will be honoring Rihanna on Independence Day, when it officially changes the name of where she grew up to Rihanna Drive. The Barbados Cultural Ambassador will be on the island for the event, where she will unveil the new signage with Prime Minister Stewart in a 2-hour ceremony. The ceremony will feature various forms of entertainment, along with speeches from Prime Minister Stewart and Riri herself. Chairman of the Planning Committee for that ceremony, Hugh Foster, says 2 signs will be unveiled.
There's going to be a fingertip sign on the pole on Westbury Road, which is facing Westbury New Road. We're going to put a fingertip sign there. And then on the verge, on the other side, we have a massive sign there. It's going to be a high-resolution sign. It's going to be lit at night. It's the Prime Minister and Rihanna is going to unveil that sign. That sign is going to have on a really beautiful photograph of her. It's going to have on 3 blocks of script. One, the official part where identify the date that it was unveiled and by who, Rihanna and the Prime Minister, of course. The second one is a little synopsis of the history of her incredible accomplishments, right? Things like, the Grammy Awards, she won the AMAs and so on. And the third block is a personal message from her.
The 2-hour ceremony will be live right here on CBC TV8. Shane Jones, CBC News.
Thanks, Shane. Well, there's no upsurge in the number of fake products entering the local market. This assurance from Minister of Commerce Donald Innes. His comment comes in light of a current case involving the uncle of Barbadian superstar Rihanna, Leroy Brathwaite, who is charged with offering for sale fake Fenty Puma gear. He says Barbadians should be in no way alarmed, as authorities remain committed to protecting the intellectual property of others.
If people take time out to design a product, to franchise it and whatnot, then we must certainly from our end here in Barbados extend that respect by enforcing the law. The matter is before the court and therefore can't comment on it, but suffice to say that these things reflect Barbados' level of seriousness as a domicile that's prepared to respect other people's rights.
Well, we take a pause here, but we'll have more news after the break.
It started with my love for making things. That became a business. And when I wanted to expand, I chose a partner that could help me build on my vision. A partner that made growing my business easier with fewer steps. That's banking that starts with me.
It starts with you. Scotiabank.
Hey there! Yes, you! Yes, Flow customers, you've topped up, signed up, paid your bill on time and in full. Now you can win over $250,000 in cash and prizes. It's time to play.
Let your family flow!
You could win smart TVs, cell phones, cash, and more weekly. Visit www.discoverflow.co or see price for details. Cable and wireless terms and conditions apply.
How is poor diet causing inflammation?
What people don't realize is things like bread, flour, carbohydrates can create problems with sugar and inflammation.
Basically, sugar equals inflammation in the body.
It affects your kidneys, your eyes, it affects your overall health.
You need products like Omega XL to help manage that.
To reduce your risk of disease, get your Omega XL today. Live long, stay strong with Omega XL.
Help support the restoration efforts for the hundreds of thousands affected by catastrophic hurricanes. Donate to the Red Cross Hurricane Relief account at any branch of the following: CIBC First Caribbean, account number 10011633436. First Citizens, 500-900-00588. RBC Royal Bank, 210-05073. And Republic Bank, 01804-153-1001. Monies raised will be sent to the International Red Cross for its restoration work for affected persons. Appeal closes 30th November 2017. Persons wishing to post checks should make these out to Red Cross Hurricane Relief Appeal Account and post to Barbados Red Cross Society, P.O. Box 300 Bridgetown, or hand deliver to the Red Cross Warrens Headquarters. The Barbados Red Cross and commercial banks, on behalf of the victims of catastrophic hurricanes, thank all persons and businesses for their contributions.
Welcome back. Well, the yacht of a missing Polish sailor has been found south of Barbados. His wife was reportedly found on board. It was found some 141 nautical miles southeast of Barbados. The 67-year-old woman, who is untrained, informed her daughters in Poland last week by satellite phone that her husband had fallen into the Atlantic and that she didn't know how to turn back the boat and fetch him. CBC News was informed that the Barbados Coast Guard, on receiving information about the search and rescue, deployed its Leonard C. Banfield vessel. The Coast Guard is working alongside the air wing of the Regional Security System and the Martinique Maritime Rescue Coordination Center. The wife has since been picked up by a tanker and is being taken to Brazil. The search, however, continues for the 74-year-old skipper who fell overboard on Tuesday. He fell off the yacht when it was about 500 miles northeast of Barbados. The Polish vessel, Vagant, is expected to be brought to Barbados and handed over to the Honorary Consul of Poland. And Barbadians are being encouraged to show support for their Haitian counterparts. Over 50,000 Haitians who were granted temporary visas to stay in the United States after the devastating 2010 earthquake will be deported starting July 2019. Speaking on CBC's Walter Point 2 program, host Walter Maloney says many of them would have started to build their lives in the U.S. and would be sent back to Haiti, which is still recovering from a number of disasters. He says Barbados and the region have an obligation to use their collective voice to help.
Calling on all the NGOs, including trade union movements, let us pressure our governments across, not only Barbados, across the region, in seeing if we can help to the brothers and sisters from Haiti who is now living in the United States and under threat of deportation. 50,000 persons. I mean, we're talking about persons, we're not only talking about adults, we're talking about children.
In other news, the Barbados Entrepreneurship Foundation wants more schools to enter its annual $20 challenge. This year, 18 schools and one independent group took part in the competition, but the BEF CEO, Celeste Foster, says there are numerous benefits to be reaped from the event.
We'd like to see more schools get involved. We want to have every school in Barbados, every secondary school, public or private, get involved. We want to see greater numbers of students get involved, because this is an opportunity to help grow you as a person. It is not only about entrepreneurship, it is about learning how the business works. It is how to teach children about enterprise, how to teach children about building confidence, interacting with other people, getting back up from when you fall down.
Well, students mounted several displays ranging from food, beverages, home decor and clothing. Title sponsor Scotiabank says it is extremely pleased with this year's contributions. Well, we take another break here, but when we return, we'll take a look at stories making headlines across the region.
Honey, this kitchen needs painting.
Why not the whole house?
We hit in the jackpot at Berger Paints.
Enter to win free paint in one of 7 prizes in the Ansi McCall Lucky 7 jackpot worth $140,000. Just spend $100 at Brightons Stokes, Brightons Express and Stationery, Brightons Insurance Standard, MQI, Berger Paints, or Consolidated Finance. Enter your code online at www.ansilucky7jackpot.com for your chance to win. See website for full details.
See your
Upgrade to Digicell's Quick Pick Bundles. Save big on data. Get data and get unlimited WhatsApp messaging and Digicel Talk. Pick a 1-day bundle, a 7-day bundle, or for the best value, a 30-day bundle. Save money every single day. Pick the bundle that's right for you. Go to My Digicel app or dial *246 # to buy a Quick Pick bundle today. Digicel.
Let's celebrate Barbados and tune in to CBC TV 8 for live coverage of the 51st Annual Independence Parade, Thursday, November 30th at 6:45 a.m. and streaming on cbc.bb.
God knows what he was doing when he put Independence Day on Thursday, because he don't plan to stand in his house. Me and the two grands going down Pirate Square for Q-Fest. Them going in the kids' zone with them jumping tents and them things so. And I going to line dance and have some fun playing games. Don't worry, I still able. I making sure we belly full cause all sort of food both there. And then going back home cause you see, I got to change and put on my good dress for the dance at Blue Moon. And the $10, can't forget the $10 to get in. Cute kids, cute in the community, and a cute dance. Cute good for me. Remember, the cute dance is $10. Everything else free, you hear?
Welcome back. Well, despite having its major revenue earning capabilities disrupted by the passage of Hurricane Maria, Dominica has managed to meet its monthly debts to date. Word of this from Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt as he addressed a special meeting of the Dominica Association of Barbados.
I will say to you that notwithstanding the fact that this government has not raised any significant revenues since the hurricane, we have honored all our legal obligations since the hurricane. We paid all our debts at the end of September. We paid all our debts and legal obligations at the end of October. And as long as there is a God above, we shall meet our commitments at the end of November this year.
In Guyana, a policeman previously identified as the best cop on the force is one of 2 officers who have been remanded to prison. They have been charged for the murder of a businessman.
The 2015 best cop of the Guyana Police Force is now being seen as a Jekyll and Hyde character. He made his first court appearance on the capital charge of murder over the killing of 64-year-old Godfrey Scipio, called Saga, a popular Durban Street businessman who was gunned down in what looked like a robbery in October. Jointly charged with the murder of the businessman was Police Constable Jermaine Williams, who is implicated into the plot to kill Scipio. Ranks of the police major crime unit were able to arrest the 2 cops a few days after the alleged triggerman Aubrey Bob was charged for the indictable offense. The detective corporal and police constable were not required to plead to the indictable charge, which was read to them by Magistrate Judy Latchman. Attorney at law Nigel Hughes, in association with UC Anderson, represented Eastman, while Williams was represented by attorney Dexter Todd. The attorneys begged Magistrate Latchman to have the officers placed in special confinement, stating that because the 2 accused men investigated cases which involved inmates currently on remand, confinement among those inmates would bring harm to them. The magistrates nevertheless remanded the duo until December 5 and transferred the matter to be heard by Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan.
Well, a glimpse into the world of sports is just ahead with Mark Seal, but first, here's a tip from Cooperators General Insurance.
This tip of the day is brought to you by Cooperators General Insurance Company Limited. Insurance the way you want it to be.
Pedestrians should use pedestrian crossings at all times once provided and avoid crossing the road heedless to traffic. Cooperators General, promoting safety on our roads.